Welcome to RapBabble, the weekly hip hop podcast. I'm Fluxro, and my co-host Hussein is not here this week, so I'm gonna host the show solo. It's going to be a very short show, but I wanted to have something in place so that there's something every week. So it's been a quite quiet news week this week in hip hop. So the only thing to talk about is Kanye West's interview on Big Boy's radio show, and Kanye West announces the Cruel Winter album. I'm a huge Kanye West fan, as is Hussein, so I'm all over this story. I watched the entire interview, and Kanye was more subdued than normal. You know, his confidence level was much lower. It was at the level that is acceptable. It wasn't like face palm sort of, oh, it's ridiculous. Like that Zane Lowe interview where he was going on about being the greatest rock star of our generation, and he was shouting it, at the camera and at Zane, and he was really serious about it. Now he's being a lot more subdued. He's still got the confidence and the self-belief, but at least it's down to an acceptable level. So I did enjoy watching this interview. He did kind of shy away from going too deep into any particular subject. So he's kind of good at now deflecting things and not saying things that he doesn't want to talk about. But he did announce that there's a new song and a new album. So the album is a group album. It's his record label, Good Music. And there are a lot of artists on that label. So there's Pusha T, who's actually the president of the label. There's Big Sean, who's their biggest star, not including Kanye West, but of the artists on the label, Big Sean. They have they have Sci-Hi the Prince as well. I'm quite excited about him. I like him. He's a good lyricist. And they have a lot of affiliate members, like 2 Chainz, for instance. And Kid Cudi was a former member, and he's bringing in a lot of people. He announced the first song, which is doesn't have a full title yet. It's either Round and Round or Champions. But that had a lot of features on it. It had 2 Chainz, it had Quavo from Migos, it had Gucci Mane, it had Big Sean, and Travis Scott. So a lot of outside talent is being brought in. And just to clarify Travis Scott's position, because there's a lot of confusion about what label he's signed to. He is signed to Good Music as a producer, but T.I.'s Grand Hustle as an artist. So he is still affiliated with Good Music, and he will produce for them. And I hope he's included on the album. I find him a fascinating character. And also there are 2 new signees as well, who haven't put out albums yet on Good Music, but they are Q-Tip and Mos Def. Mos Def is having some problems. Some legal problems right now, so we'll see if he actually does contribute. You can hear the police just going to get him right now. He's in South Africa, actually. And Q-Tip hasn't released an album yet, but I'm looking forward to whatever music he puts out. But they'll be included on the album as well. And it's going to be a big compilation album. And this is the sequel. This is the second album. The first one was called, with the interestingly titled, Cruel Summer. I love the title, by the way. Sometimes I'm off about a lot of rap titles, but this is one of the few that I like. I like Cruel Winter, I like Cruel Summer. So Cruel Summer was another compilation album by Good Music. It had a lot of the artists that I mentioned that were on the label at the time. But I remember this album because it produced 5 great songs. It had 4 released songs, and then there was actually the 5th one was released. I saw a video for it as well. So they are Mercy, which was the Good Music team. So 2 Chainz, Pusha T, Big Sean, Kanye West as well. So the 4 of them together. And then there was Cold. I have Cold twice. My mistake. Maybe there's only 4 then. Cold, which was it was a DJ Khaled song that Kanye West got of him. And I love this song. This song is brilliant. The beat is great as well. If you listen to the beat, it's made by Hit Boy. It's a great song, and it just flows so well. And then there's a New God Flow with Pusha T and Kanye West, and Pusha has the most of the song. So you get 2 good verses from him, and then you get Kanye West at the end. So that was a big song. And then you have Click, which was that was a big club song. So Click and Mercy were the 2 big ones. Click was Big Sean, Jay-Z, and Kanye West, and that was a smash. I remember hearing that at clubs, and I remember it's one you can really dance to. So that is a great song. So that album had those 4 tracks, these great 4 tracks. The other ones were They were still decent. They were up to Kanye's level. He has a high level of quality. Um, but they were a bit forgettable because I only took those 4 songs off and I left the rest behind. But I didn't just like these songs. I loved these 4 songs. So I'm hoping I'll get more classic music from the next album, which is Cruel Winter. So I'm really looking forward to that. And that's all there is for the story. I mean, he didn't really reveal too much about it, and it's a compilation album, so you're not gonna get any kind of story really. Everyone just has this more. Oh, there was another song. I remember song number 5 now. It was Chief Keef's the remix of Chief Keef's "I Don't Like," and that was a great posse cut because they brought a lot of people in for that song, and it had such a bounce to it, and it was already a hit before Kanye touched it. But I had never heard of Chief Keef before Kanye mentioned it, remixed the song, and after that, well, I don't like Chief Keef actually, but I'm glad he brought that song to my attention because it's a great song. The production is really good as well. Chief Keef has he has a verse on there too, so he preserved the original artist, which you need to do if it's a remix. And everyone just vibed. Everyone flowed really well. It felt like a great song. It's a great song to dance to. It's a great song to vibe to. It's a brilliant song. Uh, and it had a lot of people on it as well. And it included Jadakiss, who's not on the label, but they brought him in and he did a great job as well. So that's not 5 numbers, song number 5, which rounds out those 5. And yeah, an album with 5 great songs when they usually only consist of 12 anyway means you've got a good number already. And these are songs that I don't just like, I love. So I'm hoping for more of that to come. And there's a lot of trap music about now. There's a lot of melody, and Chief Keef he's kind of in that region as well. He makes that kind of music. So I'm hoping that Kanye will go the same direction and he'll introduce those talents into his album because I would like that to be mixed in. The beats are great from trap music and the melodies are great. And if you can bring good lyricists to the table, then they can make an amazing album. So I'm really looking forward to this. We don't know when it's going to come out, and after the shambolic release of his previous album, I wouldn't even take for serious any date that he gives us anyway. So we'll see what happens there. I hope Jay-Z comes through as well. I'd love to have the Jay-Z verse on there. But yeah, we're not going to know many details. There aren't going to be many details since it's a compilation album of different artists. Then what can they say really? There's not going to be much of a story there. So I guess we just wait and see. And you'll probably hear it because there'll be a couple of hit singles coming off there, and that'll be in the charts. So watch out for that. And if you keep listening to this podcast, I'll keep you informed. I'll let you know exactly when it comes out. And we'll even have a review for it since me and Hussein are such big Kanye West fans that there's no way we're letting that album go. I mean, we did episode number 2 was The Life of Pablo, and that was the second album I wanted to do. I would have made it first, but Drake's album was it made a bit more sense at the time. So we went for Drake's first. Kanye's was a bit further in the past, so we started with the more recent past. And then we did Life of Pablo. And Life of Pablo was good. I was happy with it. It was my least favorite Kanye West album, but it was still really good. So I'm hoping we'll see. We'll hear more of that on Cruel Winter. That's really all I have to say on the subject. There's only one news story. It's been a very, very quiet week in hip hop. I've been looking every day, looking for something. There's been nothing. So this episode is going to be kept really short but sweet. That's all the news we have for you this week. No discussions, no reviews or charts. I'm going to skip all that. I don't have Hussein with me, so it's just me. So I'm going to cut it short, leave it there. Tune in next week. We'll have a full episode for you there. We'll have an album review. We'll have all the news. And there's rarely a quiet week in hip hop. So I'm sure there will be interesting things happening. So tune in next week for that. Bye.